The CEO as secretary carried the wrong woman. Part 1. Everyone loves a good office romance. People love a good office romance, especially when it involves the company's untouchable Ice Queen CEO and her ridiculously handsome secretary. According to the version everyone tells, she secretly fell for the one man who never smiled. He rescued her from a fire, carried her out of the building in his arms while water poured from the ceiling. And from that moment onward, their cold little glances supposedly became silent declarations of love. I've overheard at least 14 different versions. In one, she confessed her feelings while coughing from the smoke. In another, he carried her down 12 flights of stairs without breaking a sweat. One woman from Human Resources swore she'd seen them holding hands in the executive parking garage. She hadn't. I know. I was cleaning that parking garage. The funniest part? Not a single one of those stories involved the person he actually carried. Me. Which would be flattering if I weren't trying so desperately to remain forgettable. You see, everyone in this company believes I'm just the janitor. The woman who empties trash bins. The one who mops muddy footprints before anyone notices them. The one people apologize to only after nearly walking into my bucket. Some don't even apologize. They simply walk around me as though the yellow, wet floor sign were more deserving of acknowledgement than the woman holding it. It sounds insulting. It's actually perfect. Invisible people hear everything. People gossip while I wipe conference tables. Executives argue while I replace the coffee filters. Managers complain about missing invoices while I vacuum beneath their chairs. Nobody lowers their voice around the janitor. Nobody imagines the woman polishing fingerprints off a glass wall can memorize every face entering a restricted office. Nobody suspects the janitor knows how to bypass biometric locks, or identify forged financial statements, or dismantle a surveillance camera. That's because nobody notices the janitor. I chose this uniform precisely because people stop seeing you the moment you pick up a mop. It isn't magic. It's human nature. People only notice those they think matter, which says far more about them than it does about me. I pushed my cleaning cart across the marble lobby as another group of employees clustered around the reception desk. I'm telling you, one whispered loudly enough for half the floor to hear, the CEO definitely promoted him because he's gorgeous. Another shook her head dramatically. No, he's too serious. They're secretly dating. Someone else sighed dreamily. I wish he'd look at me the way he looks at her. I nearly laughed, because I'd watched him look at her. It wasn't admiration, it was observation. There was a difference, a very important one. His eyes never lingered on her face. They swept the room, the exits, security cameras, reflections in polished windows, emergency stairwells. He noticed things trained investigators notice, not secretaries. Then again, I wasn't exactly qualified to criticize someone else's fake job. The first time I met him, I'd mistaken him for private security. Tall, broad shoulders, sharp jawline. Always dressed in immaculate white shirts rolled neatly to his forearms. He rarely smiled, never wasted words. Even carrying a stack of documents somehow looked intimidating. Hence the nickname everyone had given him. The macho secretary? Ridiculous, accurate, but still ridiculous. His expression rarely changed, except around the CEO, not because he looked softer, because he looked more alert, as though every conversation with her were an interrogation disguised as office small talk. Interesting, very interesting. Our CEO, on the other hand, was perfection wrapped in designer suits. Elegant, graceful, confident. The sort of woman whose footsteps alone could silence an entire boardroom. She remembered birthdays, donated to children's charities, visited employees recovering in hospitals. The media adored her, investors trusted her. Employees practically worshipped her. If halos could be tailored by luxury fashion brands, she'd have worn one, which immediately made me suspicious. Nobody becomes that powerful without making enemies. And nobody maintains that spotless an image unless they're exceptionally good at cleaning stains. Sometimes literal stains, sometimes financial ones. My assignment had begun 4 months earlier. Officially, I worked for a contracted cleaning company. Unofficially, I was embedded inside one of the country's fastest-growing corporations because someone believed millions of dollars were disappearing into shell companies. The evidence was thin. The transactions were brilliant, almost artistic. Whoever designed the laundering network understood finance better than most governments. Unfortunately for them, I enjoyed puzzles. That morning, I'd planned to search archived accounting files stored beneath the executive floor. Maintenance access. Blind security angle. 3 minutes. Simple. At exactly 11:27, the fire alarm screamed. Every conversation died instantly. Red emergency lights began flashing across the ceiling. Then, whoosh! Ice-cold water exploded from every sprinkler head. Employees shrieked. Someone dropped a laptop. Papers floated through the air like oversized snowflakes. People rushed toward the exits in immediate chaos. I stood completely still, because something felt wrong. There was no smoke, no smell, no heat. The alarm had been triggered manually. Someone wanted this building evacuated, which meant someone wanted something inside it left unguarded. Interesting. Very interesting. I abandoned my cleaning cart and moved with the crowd. Running would attract attention. Walking too calmly would attract even more. Halfway down the emergency stairwell, bodies pressed shoulder to shoulder. Water soaked everyone's clothes. The concrete steps became dangerously slick. Outside, employees poured toward the fire exit leading into the parking area. I was almost through when someone slammed into my shoulder. Not intentionally, just panic. My foot landed awkwardly on the wet metal edge of the staircase. Pain shot through my ankle. Sharp, immediate. Damn, not broken, sprained, bad enough. I stumbled. My balance vanished. Before I could recover, a firm arm wrapped around my waist. Another slipped beneath my knees, the world tilted, and suddenly I wasn't standing anymore. I was being carried. Princess style. Oh no, I muttered. Not because of embarrassment, because this was a disaster. My heartbeat wasn't racing because an absurdly attractive man was carrying me. It was racing because elite operatives spend years ensuring people never touch them unexpectedly. Physical contact reveals things. Muscle density, hidden equipment, defensive reflexes. Training, one wrong instinct and I'd throw the company's beloved secretary over the railing in front of 300 witnesses. Fortunately, years of discipline won. Barely. I can walk, I said quietly. You can't. His voice was calm, matter of fact, not unkind, just certain. My ankle. You're putting no weight on it. He wasn't asking. He'd already assessed the injury. Interesting, his grip was steady, professional, not awkward. As though he too was trying to decide whether something about me didn't quite fit, then the moment disappeared. You should get that ankle checked. He turned and walked back toward the building before I could answer. Always toward danger, not away from it. Definitely not just a secretary. By lunchtime, the company group chats had already exploded. Photos, rumors, conspiracy theories. The CEO's handsome secretary carried her out like a princess. The chemistry between them is undeniable. They're definitely together. I looked at one blurry picture on someone's phone and couldn't help smiling. The image was terrible. The angle even worse. Not a single person realized the woman in his arms wasn't the CEO. I didn't correct them. After all, spies survive because people believe the lies they want to believe. And I had a feeling that misunderstanding was about to become far more useful and far more dangerous than anyone could imagine.